Hi folks, Lou here, and I'm going to talk about reconnaissance by dying, or also finding traps by dying. Now, I've talked about this before in some ways, but when you made 650 videos just for this channel, plus a whole lot more for online courses, you're going to touch on the same topics occasionally. It's inevitable. Well, this arose after hearing about how the Wagner group in Ukraine are supposedly approaching Bakhmut in order to get rid of the Ukrainians there. And that is, they take their prisoner recruits, send them forward in small groups, and where those groups are wiped out, they don't send more people. And where those groups partially survive, they send more people. And gradually they find out where the Ukrainian positions are and where the Ukrainians are weak. And then they shell the places where the Ukrainians are, and they continue to move forward. It's a way to take horrendous casualties, but it does gradually work. Now, in role-playing games, some GMs like to set up traps that are, practically speaking, impossible to detect and impossible to deduce the location of. So the player characters set them off and perhaps die, because that's the only way they're going to find them. I regard that as terribly unfair, but I'm not really a person who likes traps anyway, so maybe I have a bias against traps. I like fighting much more. I feel much more in control than dealing with lots of traps or puzzles. Now, of course, in terms of reconnaissance, scouts are always going to risk getting hurt. There's an advantage to shooting first. And when you're moving in, the defenders are likely to be dug in, even the unintelligent ones, and they're likely to be able to shoot first. That's, of course, more likely and more dangerous in gunpowder firepower era than in melee era, especially when nobody has really good bows. But a certain amount of scouting is important. Some ancient generals didn't scout at all and rued the day that they did that because their army got ambushed, or at least was surprised, and then they didn't have time to do what they needed to do and they lost the battle. So there are different ways to look at this. I think you need to enable scouting or reconnaissance to be able to have positive results, but you also have to accept that sometimes the scouts are going to get hurt. This is quite different, however, from requiring scouting by dying. That's something that I hope all GMs will get out of their games. Thanks for listening.